Arteta and Ten Hag smash the era of player power. There's no room for big egos and arrogance, which is what coaches Mikel Arteta and Erik ten Hag put out of the era of player power. In front of the media and in behind-the-scenes conversations with Arsenal staff, Arteta has always denied that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's exile had anything to do with his consolidation of power as Arsenal's head coach. Gunner. However, in the eyes of the students and the entire Arsenal team, the way Arteta treated Aubameyang a year ago, including removing the captain's armband, banning this player from training sessions and then sending the striker to Barcelona, is proof that he is not an easy coach to cause trouble. Everybody was scared, that's what midfielder Mohamed Elneny recalled earlier this season. Everybody is scared of their position because this happened to Aubameyang. Of course, if anyone who isn't the captain of the team makes a small mistake, they will experience the same problem. And no who wants that to happen. Whether that was Arteta's true intention or not, the message was clear. Rules are rules, and Arteta's reaction to Aubameyang's constant tardiness for training showed Arsenal's players the importance of discipline to follow. They have seen an example in the name of Aubameyang, a player who has gone astray, and Elneny will not be the only player who must now feel shy before Arteta's steel discipline. It would be unfair to portray Arteta as just a coach who only rules by instilling fear. But, Arteta is certainly strong-willed, and the strategist's ruthlessness with certain individuals is precisely the key to giving him complete control of the Arsenal dressing room. Please don't forget, Aubameyang is not the first player to be expelled. Mesut Ozil and Matteo Guendouzi also suffered a similar fate. Arteta has described his demands off the pitch as necessary, if Arsenal are to take the club's culture to the next level. And Erik ten Hag, Arteta's defeat at the weekend, clearly shares the same ideals. Ten Hag quickly established his control as United manager, using many of the same methods Arteta employed at Arsenal. All of their students have to adhere to disciplinary standards from the smallest things to the most rigorous. The obvious similarity between Arteta and Ten Hag is how they deal with the huge egos in the squad. At Arsenal, it was Ozil and Aubameyang, both players who left the Emirates after being terminated by the club. At Man United, for sure, it was none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7 is a top superstar but also had to leave Old Trafford without a trumpet because of indiscipline in November last year. Both Arteta and Ten Hag have faced players of their caliber, and with the support of their superiors, they won. This off-field victory has significantly strengthened the position of these two strategists. It is certainly no coincidence that both Arsenal and MU are making great progress over time under collective strength. There have also been many more minor tweaks that emphasize the importance of discipline and empowering Arteta and Ten Hag. At Old Trafford, Ten Hag was quick to impose his own specific principles on his players. For example, he does not allow players to wear sandals and bans the use of mobile phones during meals. These are quite small things, but they all contribute to a bigger change in the atmosphere, both in the first team and beyond. The discipline that the coach gives has changed the mentality of the whole club, not just the players, said Bruno Fernandes. However, these regulations only have the desired effect if the head coach is willing to enforce real penalties if anyone violates them. Both Arteta and Ten Hag remain strong on the matter, as both are willing to remove players from the squad if they don't follow the rules. Aubameyang sat on the bench in the North London derby after arriving late, while Marcus Rashford was excluded from MU's trip not long ago to Wolves due to oversleeping. It's good that people understand that you can't go overboard. You have to follow the team rules, you have to follow the manager's rules, Fernandes added. The end result of this approach, when taken with unwavering faith, is the erosion of player power. At Arsenal there are now fewer factions and dissenting voices, and insiders describe a heightened sense of collective responsibility among the players. At MU too, the players are learning that they are no longer in control. This simply did not happen under previous managers, when the club was known to side with a player rather than a coach, as was the case with Jose Mourinho and Paul Pogba. The friction between them was so bad that Mourinho finally called Pogba the father of generals. This does not mean that Arteta and Ten Hag seek to create distance between them and their students. During the stormy days of his tenure, Arteta effectively positioned himself as a lifeline for the team. He is ready to declare in front of the media, "My chest is here, you can shoot freely." Meanwhile, Ten Hag has received great respect from the players, when he agreed to suffer with them to execute a penalty of running 13.8 kilometers after Mew's defeat to Brentford in August last year. 13.8 km is the distance that Brentford ran more than Mew in that match. All of these actions, combined with a clear tactical acumen, have helped Arteta and Ten Hag establish themselves as the real figures of power and control at Arsenal and Man United. Now, the beloved fans of the two teams are waiting for a leap forward after a long dark period.